Hey guys, Andy from Backbone Adventures, ATV and Jeep rental company in Estes Park, Colorado. I have a blog on the website about how to start an ATV and Jeep rental company. I also have a video on YouTube about it. I get asked a lot of questions, both in YouTube comments and also private messaging, people calling the business, people just coming in, asking all kinds of questions. I want to say that a lot of times they're the wrong questions. Now, the stuff I put on here on these videos on my blog, it's the important shit. And I apologize in advance for my language. Sometimes I have a bit of a potty mouth. I get passionate about this stuff. Excuse me. The stuff I talk about is the important stuff. The small details you're going to figure out on your own. So if it's in this video or the other video, it's the stuff you really need to pay attention to. The stuff that you're really going to experience. A lot of people ask me about wrecks. How often do you get them? Do you really get that many as you say you do? Yes. And can you control that? Yes and no. I'm going to go into that first. I'm going to also show you another document that you might be interested in, or I was something I would advise to you. Now, when a customer checks in, they're going to fill out a participant agreement that I get from the insurance company. I use Prime Insurance. And it basically states if you get injured, we're not responsible. It talks about some of the risks you can run into out there as well on the trail. The person who rented the machine is going to fill out a lease and liability agreement, which states that if they damage it, they pay for those parts, repairs, whatever. And then there's another document. But before I show you that, I will tell you about wrecks. Yes, for us, it's every other day. Sometimes we get lucky and we'll go a week without an accident. Now, if you're running Polaris razors, you're going to have a few more accidents. They're a little bit more tippy than other machines, so keep that in mind. Another factor I want to bring up is issues. Known issues with machines are going to be big issues for you. So if you do your research on a machine and there's an issue that people are having, just know it's going to be exaggerated for you, because you're putting rental customers in there that don't know what they're doing. They're going to abuse the machine, and that stuff's going to get exposed. You're going to need to know how to deal with it. So there's that. Be a mechanic. Have some mechanics. Anyway, back to accidents. You can try to mitigate it through doing a proper orientation. Now, I told you how our customer, the forms they fill out, and this is another form that they fill out. And I'm going to turn this camera around and show you this form. Now, you are welcome to pause the video right here and copy all this language if you want to. I don't care. Use it. I'm not going to bother really with explaining it because it's right here. You can pause the video and you can read it for yourself. This basically is a lot of the orientation stuff that we go over. Now down here, if there's any kind of cosmetic issues, we don't send out damaged machines, but there's a cosmetic issue on a piece of plastic or something, I'm going to circle it with a red pin so that they know about it, we know about it. They're not going to pay for that part if it's already has a cosmetic damage to it. Down here at the bottom, at the top, it says need to know information. And down here it says read this document and other agreements you sign before operating our car, ATV, or UTV. Now I'm going to turn this camera around so you can see my pretty face. Just kidding. Old and ugly. Any rate, they're going to fill this stuff out, and when they are done filling that out, they're going to be told on camera, always have body cams on camera, you need to read this in full before you ride. They go out, they do the orientation, we talk about the important stuff, they do a walk around, we're done with that walk around, we give them their copy of this form and say again, you need to read this before you ride. And again, it's on camera. Not once, but twice they've been told. And this is the important shit, the real important stuff. Now, during my orientation, one of my staff members does an orientation, we're going to go over everything. But we do it fairly quick. I don't care if they don't remember how to use the Bluetooth. I don't care if they don't remember how to start the damn thing. They're going to figure it out. I don't care if they don't remember how to adjust the seat. They're going to figure it out. Yes, we go over all that stuff. And again, it's all on video of us going over all that stuff. We're going to talk about tires. All that stuff. My main focus, though, is speeding, jumping, donuts, and drifting. And I just tell them straight up, look, you do that stuff, you're going to tip over, there's going to be damages, somebody's going to get injured, We don't want to see that. You don't want to see that happen. I don't want to charge for damages any more than you want to pay for it. We try and be clear about that. We don't try to be clear. We are clear about it. When you walk away, people only generally retain 20% of the information they hear. We make sure that that information is included in that 20%. When you walk away from our business with a machine, you know damn good and well that you're going to pay for damages and what to not do so that there are no damages. No drifting around corners and donuts and jumping and speeding and all that junk. That's what I want people to really remember, and keeping their arms and hands inside, because those are the injuries you're going to see. Arms pinned up in roll bars, snapped off, blah, blah, blah. You want to say all that stuff. Do it the best you can. Be efficient, but be clear. Be very clear. And then it generally works out pretty good. But you're going to have situations. You are. I get douchebags all the time that just will not pay for the damages they do. Even after, I've had situations where they come back, machines are obliterated. I'm like, shit, you guys all right? They're like, yeah, we're fine. Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure because you had some accidents out there. No, we didn't. I'm like, really? How do you explain all this? I've had people go out on a brand new ATV quad, right? Go out, ride, come back, and they come back and the handlebars look like bent down here, and they're like riding down a trail like this, trying to get limping this machine back, tires pointed this way, handlebars over this way, plastic just missing. And I'd be like, hey, are you okay? And they have scratches down their shoulders and shit and bleeding out of their elbow and stuff. And you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? Like, boys, you had a pretty bad accident out there. Just want to make sure you're okay. No, I didn't. They'll look you dead in the eye. No, I didn't. They're like fucking 6-year-olds. And you're just like, really? Really, dude? I don't care. You want to be at that point where you just don't even want to admit what is blatantly obvious, then I'm just going to go hit your credit card for the damages, and I ain't going to talk to you anymore. I got it all on contracts. It's all on video. We talked about all this shit. I have the machine on video. Here you are. I'll break out the video and show them. Look, here you are. Here's you standing right here. See? And there's the machine in perfectly good shape. Here's me talking to you. Here's you getting on it, riding away. Here's you coming back while they're all fucked up. How do you square that one, bud? Well, it wasn't me. That's fine. I go over and hit the credit card. You're going to have some childhood bullshit, some childish bullshit like that. You're going to have to deal with it. It's not very often, but it's going to happen. So, yeah, there's accidents. They happen. Some stupid shit goes on like that. Most people, if you're very clear with them up front, you're honest, respectful, you have morals and values when you operate your company, most people are going to come back and they're going to take ownership of what they did and they're going to pay. And you be fair with them. You don't rake them over the coals. That's bullshit. But whatever you're going to charge, be honest with them about that so they know what to expect. Don't be hitting them a bunch of bullshit on the side after the fact. That gives you a bad name. It gives me a bad name. It gives the industry a bad name. You do that kind of shit, they're going to hammer you. They're going to hammer you in reviews, and you're going to pay a price. Is money really worth it? Is that what you're in this for money? Don't get into it for that. Get into it because you love it. No matter what you do in life, get into it because you love it. And then you're going to enjoy it. And you're going to enjoy the people you work with, the people that your customers, and that's going to show. And you're going to have a good life. But don't get in it for the money. People that do that, they all fail. So, any rate, that's accidents. Something else about that, you don't know all the shit that's going to happen. Crazy shit is going to happen. Crazy ass shit. And you're always going to be to blame. We live in a no-fault society. They're going to blame you for everything. Hell, a while back I had a guy go out and a damn raven flew right through the cab of the Razor and hit him in the face. And he comes back and he's pissed off at me. You didn't tell me there was going to be birds out there flying in my face. Like I'm supposed to know that, that a bird's going to fly in your face? Shit happens. I don't control the birds. Last winter we had a side-by-side tip over on a trail in the wintertime. It was snowing out. And we go up to do the recovery and tip the machine back over. And the guy is pissed at me. Just livid. You didn't tell me about this patch of ice right here. That's a fucking 30-mile long trail. I don't know all the patches of ice on a 30-mile long trail that change literally by the minute. But Again, we live in a no-fault society, and they want to blame you for all this shit. You put my family in danger. I'm going to sue your ass. You're going to see some crazy shit. You can't account for all the things that are going to happen. You can't imagine all the things that are going to happen. I can sit here and tell you horror stories from my years and years and years in this business. I can tell you horror stories all day long. Some of them really funny, some of them just crazy as shit, and some of them pretty terrible. You're going to see injuries, and you're probably going to see a death, if not multiples. Can you handle that? Do your shit right so that you can deal with it on that level, on the protecting yourself and financial level. Can you handle that mentally, what you're going to see? Because you're going to see some things. So just know that. So let's move on. I'll try and blast through this other stuff pretty quick. Something I think that is really, really important. And if there's something you can really take away from this video, I want it to be this. This is a huge factor. When you go to do this, do it in a sustainable way. Understand you're going to be operating on a trail probably, or sending people out to a certain trail, or multiples, whatever it might be. Do it in a sustainable way. I've seen companies come in. I'm not going to talk about details, but I did have a competitor that didn't operate in a sustainable way and had a great impact on my company. And it wasn't a good one, because he didn't do things in a sustainable way. Too many machines on a particular trail, it's just not good. There's people that live around trails. There's other people that use those trails. Hikers, mountain bikers, horseback riders, jeepers, other side-by-side and ATV riders, dirt bike riders. A lot of people use public trails and even pay for trails in a park. And there's only so many machines you can put on a certain trail where it can be sustainable. Too many machines out there, you start pissing people off. And understand that your rental customers, you're going to have all walks of life coming in. And let's just say, call it like it is. You're going to have a group of East Indians come in. They don't know what the hell they're doing probably. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But they're going to get in your machines, they're going to rip around, and you're going to have a local guy over here who might not like people that aren't from America or speak the language very well, and he's going to have a problem with it. And now in turn, you're going to have a problem. He's going to be up your ass because these people are out there just ripping and doing all kinds of stupid shit. That stuff happens. It happens all the time. So you want to do your orientations properly with people and make it sustainable. But too many machines out there, people ripping around going crazy, you're going to piss off the locals, and that ain't cool. That ain't right. You got to have some respect for everybody. This ain't all just about making a bunch of money. I've seen companies go out there and do that, and it really costs them big time. And you make the industry bad for everybody doing that kind of shit. I love living and working in the mountains. I love cleaning trails, fixing them up, making sure people aren't going off trail, and fixing any damage I see out there. That's something I personally really enjoy, and I want my staff to be involved in that all the time. And they are, and they love that stuff. So it starts there with taking care of wherever you're operating, but also taking care of the other people that use the trail, having some respect for them, and not just sending out a million machines out there and so it gets obliterated. It's, it needs to be a sustainable operation. So there's that piece of advice. I really hope you take that. It'll bode well for you. It'll bode well for me and everybody else in the industry, and for locals using the trail. I think I mentioned about known issues on a machine are going to become big issues for you. So do your research there. That's really about it. I'm not saying any of this stuff to get you to not get into the business. Just if you're going to do it the right way. And this is the really important stuff. Everything else is just small potatoes. Have your paperwork in order. Make sure everything is filmed. This is huge. This is why I talk about it. Not many people ask questions about that. Maybe because they get it, because I've talked about it. But that's really, really important. It's huge. You save yourself a whole hell of a lot of trouble. Have a good attorney on hand. You're going to see some shit. You're going to see lots of shit. That's another big takeaway from this. You can't plan for all the shit you're going to see. But you are going to see every walk of life and every problem and shit you can't even imagine, like I've said a million times. So expect that. Start small, start big, whatever you're going to do, just do it right. It doesn't mean you have to spend a whole gob of money, but just do it sustainably. Do it the right way. And I think you'll be doing yourself a huge favor. So, a lot of people asking, saying, I'll just start with a couple dirt bikes, or I'll start with a couple ATVs, and I'll start small. And I got, I got a job I can fall back on, or I got this thing I can fall back on. You already have an escape plan, and most likely you're probably going to use it. My back was put up against the wall early, and real early and hard. If I had something to fall back on, I would have taken it. Let me tell you. And I'm not going to talk about those. But I've seen some shit, and I've seen some shit involving children, and it was hard for me to see. And I still have. I still think about that stuff a lot, and it's not something you really want to see, but you're probably going to. I had nothing to go back to, so I powered through. So, sure, have an escape plan, but try to commit to this thing if you're going to do it. The way you do it right. You don't make it look bad for you and bad for everybody else. Do it the right way. These are the important things that I've talked about. All the rest is all just stupid shit. Shit you're going to figure out along the way. Where to operate. You'll figure that out. I can't help you with that. You're all over the country. I don't know where everybody's at. Everything's going to be different where you're at. This is the important stuff. This is what matters. I hope this information helps. You're welcome to put comments down there. Still stop in, ask questions, call, email, whatever, and I'll help anywhere I can. Because every situation is different. But just know that these are the important things that I struggle with still. After years and years in this business, I struggle with on a daily basis. So know it's coming for you. So maybe pay attention to these things, and you'll do yourself a good service. Again, I hope that helps. I hope I don't discourage anyone or anything, but with that, have a good night, and good luck if you get into this. I really do. I wish you all the luck in the world, especially if you're going to go out and you're going to do it in a sustainable and the right way. I wish you all the luck in the world, and I think you'll be successful at it. I think any good human being that goes out and does something and really puts their heart into it and loves it, they're going to do well in life. Commitment seems to be the thing. And do that, and I think you're going to do really well. So good luck. Again, ask any questions you like. Have a great night.